So hello, everybody. I am Liz Lumpkin, and I am ecstatic to introduce our next speakers. We were just in Jennifer's session where she was talking about salty with a side of empathy. And then we were speaking about that we are all seasoned and know how to bring the spice. And so it only is befitting that our next topic is your unique awesome sauce with Marie and Charles Martin.
Good morning, everyone. Yes.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. All right. Well, we are so excited. So everyone, you know by now how we roll. So on the side, you'll have the chat. And then if you have any questions, be sure to answer those in the Q&A. If you want to join on stage, you can raise your hand and we will call on you. And you'll see at the bottom of your screen where it says if you're facing technical difficulties, if there's anything wonky, first, of course, hit refresh. If that doesn't work, click on that button and we'll be good to go. The other thing is you notice that there are emojis also, so everyone knows how to find those. Nicely done. So we are all about instant feedback. Make for an engaging session. We are so excited to have the two of you bringing us through.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Liz. Appreciate everything. Mariana, as you know, we are always humbled and just amazed by this group of wonderful talent. And we are so excited to help facilitate your unique awesomeness sauce. And we really want to, I think the last session was talking about your values and really delving into yourself. And we would like for you to kind of now transition into what are your skills and kind of having an idea of where you want to go. And this session will pretty much be facilitated by Charles and myself in order to kind of get you where you want to go. And if you don't know where to go right now, it will at least get you thinking. And so what we did was we created a Jamboard, okay? And I know some of you do not have Jamboards, and that's okay. No problem. Or a Google account. So you would need a Google account to open the Jamboard. But we will create a PDF afterwards and send out to everyone. But in the meantime, here's the link to the Jamboard. And so you can kind of get yourself set up. It is set up in view mode. What you will need to do, and I'm going to actually move this over here. What you're going to do is it gives you directions when you open up the link. And it will say, just make your own copy here by clicking on the three dots in the corner. And then, and it's right next to the share button. And I put like a little arrow so you can kind of see it, right? So all you need to do is just go to these three dots here and move on down and you'll see make a copy. And then once you make a copy, it will go into your drive and you will be able to work with us and work along. And see, there's different items that we have for you to work on.
I love it, Marie. This is awesome. Could you be so kind as to share the link into the chat?
Absolutely. I'm going to do it again because I know some people are still joining. I'm going to go back here and let me add the link again for you. A little bit of housekeeping here before we get started. And just make sure if anyone can give me like a thumbs up and make sure that you're able to open it, that you're able to make a copy.
I got it. Doodaloo. All righty.
It's working. It's working.
Oh, happy day.
And what we will do is, we will also send it out again too. Oh, cool. Yay. We'll send it out again as well. Right before we use it, just in case anybody joins on right before. So we're so excited to be here again. And really what we always love to do is just kind of take a little bit of a pause and a little bit of a break today, just because we know that you may have been doing other things, or there's a lot of information that has been given to you throughout these sessions, and we're going to pile on some more facilitation for you. But we just want you to kind of just take just a moment to just rest and pause and kind of get yourself into the right framework, because this is going to be really about you. So if you could just take just a few minutes to breathe. And when you breathe in, we want you to breathe in all the positive and wonderful things that your life has to offer you. And when you breathe out, we want you to breathe out all of the negative vibes. We went to church yesterday, and the pastor said that he read an article where we're thinking negative thoughts about 80% of our day, and that's a lot of negative thoughts coming out. And so when we breathe in, just breathe in some positive just for a couple of moments. And when you breathe out all those negative thoughts and ideas, okay? And I'll just take a moment to do that. And go ahead and take one more deep breath in. And breathe out all of those final negative thoughts. And you can go ahead and open your eyes if you need to. And we always just like to take a pause all the time. Who am I? My name is Marie Martin, for those who don't know me. I am a wife, a mother, a daughter, an educator, and a change agent. And it's so funny how I was just laughing at how for my title, they have dismantle the system, sound rational, not radical. Yeah, that's totally me. And we're happy to do this. But right now, what I'm doing is I am CEO of Alexandria's Design, co-founder with Charles, and we do instructional design, which includes curriculum design and e-learning. We also do a lot of research for various companies and clients. Some of our top clients would be different government contracts, also Microsoft, and a children's book company named Albert Whitman. So we're just really trying to push forward a unique idea, not just education, but also bringing equity within curriculum into the classrooms. Exactly. And so we're always focused on the children, even though we're outside of the classroom. And my unique awesome sauce is the fact that last year during the pandemic, we just kind of took a look at our lives and said, we want to make a transition. And Charles can speak more to that when he talks. But we wanted to make a transition into something different. And so what we did was we took a look at our skills and evaluated our skills, improved upon some skills, and then we went with those skills, and it's paid off for us. And Charles, I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself now.
Sure. So my name is Charles Martin, husband of Marie Martin, who did a great job putting everything together on this. I just wanted to share a couple of things with you guys today. Over the previous year and a half, I've been able to learn a lot about myself. I've done a lot of reflection, and I wanted to share some of the defining features of who I am. First and foremost, I'm a husband and a father. I feel that these are definitely two of the most important jobs that one person can have, especially the latter. And during the pandemic, I've had a chance to, an opportunity to grow a bit closer with my wife and my daughter and really find out who I am. I really took advantage of that time not to have to sit in traffic for 2 hours a day and really utilize that time to grow. Working from home really helped me to really hone in on who I am and try to find the type of life that I wanted to lead. Luckily, I stumbled upon this field of instructional design and e-learning, although I had dabbled a little bit of it in it as a college instructor and a teacher. at the very beginning, when everything started shutting down, we signed up for a professional development called the Idle Courses Academy. We took our time, like Marie said, and we wrote out literally all of our strengths. I have training as a teacher. My master's is in education, and my doctorate is in ed tech. Although I'm not sure if I'm a tech genius, but I do know that I'm pretty passionate about technology. I taught for 14 years, and it was pretty much all that I knew. When we first signed up for the academy, we didn't even get a chance to finish the first batch before we started to receive opportunities pretty much nonstop since then. Before, I thought that I was like on the path to just being a classroom teacher, which is a great position, and being an administrator. And I had even found the position as an administrator in a district where I was making pretty good money. I decided that I was going to quit that job and go full time into the business, and full time in working in ID and e-learning with Marie. So I can say that that was a pretty tough decision, but I think it's kind of who I am and who we are, and that we need to be pretty flexible and use our creativity. And I think that that is my unique awesome sauce. Yeah, so that's kind of who I am and a little bit about my background. Take it away, Marie.
Yay! So what we noticed was not only last year when we were together, what we noticed was not only did we were doing our skills, and we put all of our skills on the table and put them on the wall. Literally, we did have like little sticky notes on the wall of everything we can do. But then we also took a look at what other people could do, like other family members. We mapped out all of our family members' friends, and because we wanted to see how could we create something together as a community. And what we noticed as we were asking family members and coworkers and people that we knew, friends, they could not tell us what their skills were. They could not tell us what they were good at. They couldn't tell us anything. And here's the thing, in my research, I am getting my doctorate from USC right now. My research is in fourth industrial revolution. And what's happening is everything going forward into the future is going to be based around upskilling and reskilling. And so it's all about the accumulation of skills and how we can use those skills. And so what's important is to make sure that first we know who we are and what our skills are, so then we can take our skills and offer them out to other people. And so that's what this pretty much is going to be about today. What you're going to do is we're going to help facilitate you through a reflection of who you are. Then you're going to evaluate your skills. And then we're going to try to help you strategize on what you need to do going forward in order to find what you love and kind of put your passion with your skills matching up with who you are as a person. And I think you're going to be better for it. And we don't want you to be afraid, because a lot of times we're thinking, oh, we resort to these scarcity measures when we're trying to look at positions and jobs, and we're looking at the monetary value. And we don't really want to focus on the monetary value. That will come if you are doing exactly what you were supposed to be doing and what you're meant to be doing for your passion. And so let's get started. We're going to start here with the Ikigai.
Sure. So to me, this term was a little bit confusing at the beginning. So the term that I want to share with you guys today is the concept of Ikigai. And I know here it says Ikigai 2.0. It's actually a Japanese concept that means a reason for being or having a purpose in one's life. And it actually was a new term for me. I didn't even know that whatever I was doing, that I was even following these principles. It was just implicit. And when I found out what everything was called, I was like, wow, okay, so that's what it is. What Ikigai actually is a way to think about things that you should do in order for you to live a happy life. I know that for me, I'm always trying to improve and become a better student, a better teacher. And to me, this way of thinking has really helped me to find both my purpose, or at least I think it has. I'm always trying to improve and growing. And to be honest, no one can be completely sure. But I think that happiness should be one of your goals. And we should continue to try to find things that can make us happy. So with that being said, I want you to ask yourself the following questions. And if you look at the graph or chart, you can see where the rings coincide so that you can try to find your true purpose. So the first question is, what do you love and are deeply passionate about? For me, it's something completely different from teaching, and that is language learning. Literally, Marie can tell you, literally every day I've been waking up for the last year and a half at 4:30, 4 a.m., and I've just been studying and improving my language learning skills and improving my Spanish. And I think that this has helped me to become both a better thinker and a person that is trying to constantly improve, which is what I love to do. I'm still working on it, although I don't know where it's going to benefit me in my life. I can't see where it's going to benefit me yet. I know that I know that it will, and I tremendously enjoy doing it. So just ask yourself, what do you love and are deeply passionate about? The second question is, what are you encoded for? Or what is your genetic talent or gift? I think that from my perspective, I have an ability, well, at least I think I have this ability to break down complex topics and make them easy for others to learn. And this has a direct impact on the field of instructional technology, instructional design, and e-learning. And it has allowed me to do what I think that I was made to do. Working on various projects with the government and Microsoft, where they just have loads of information that they need someone to present and break down for them, either through courses or through research, as well as just having conversations with Marie, who is also another doctorate in the family, has helped me to just be able to develop that ability to sift through information. And I think I've become a bit better at relaying that information back to others. And then the final question is, what does the world or humanity need? And I think that right now, the humanity needs people that are passionate and that care about others. And so literally right now, as we're speaking, I'm getting a chance to share both my knowledge and what I've learned with others, which is what I love to do. With all of these three questions, you might not know it immediately. Like I don't know it right now. Like I'm just thinking and reflecting on where I've been. However, I think it's a good base for you to start really thinking about your future and where you want to be. And that's Ikigai from my perspective.
Awesome. Yay. Okay. And then, so I'm going to kind of move this around and bring this forward again, which is the, I called it the I Am Unique Vision Board template. If you could just give me a thumbs up to make sure everybody can see it. I want to make sure you can see it. And for those who are joining us, here is a link to the Jamboard. It's a Jamboard. And again, Liz, thank you so much for creating a PDF file of this. Feel free, we can link it in a moment. Probably, yeah, maybe you can link it in now if you have the capability. But what I wanted you to do is on here, it's going to be in view mode only because I didn't want anyone moving things around. But all you need to do is click on the three dots going down, and it's next to the share button right here. And then you will just scroll down until you see make a copy if you haven't done it already. And when you make a copy, it will directly ask you to put it on your drive, and then you can open it and you'll be able to manipulate the various areas in the worksheet. And if you go here, you can, and this would be where you see the numbers. You have 1 out of 4. There are 4 pages, just kind of what to do here. And then here is where we're going to start on the I am. And this is kind of following that passionate, gifted, and what's needed in the world section. And if you were to find your passion, you can also, just like Charles and I did at the beginning of the pandemic, we started creating sticky notes for ourselves. You can choose your color and you can write, what are you passionate about? As you know, as you can see, I'm passionate about disrupting the system. I'm passionate about the fourth industrial revolution and its impact on marginalized communities. But what you need to do is just click over here to make yourself a sticky note, and your sticky note, you can choose whatever color you want it to be. And then you can just type in what you are passionate about. And we'll just take just a couple of minutes to write down your passion. If you want to put new sticky notes under gifted, you can change the color. Maybe I want my gifted to be green. And I'm passionate, and I'm really gifted. I have an undergrad in jazz studies. So I'm gifted in jazz and singing. And then also I'm a gifted educator. And please, I want to plug, I'm doing a plug for myself for Thursday, but please come to my session on Fourth Industrial Revolution on Thursday, because there, some of the things that the world needs, they need people who are constantly adapting, and I feel as if I'm a very flexible individual, and they need flexibility. And they also need ongoing learners, because they want people to be constantly reskilling or upskilling. I went to and you can just fill it out right now. I'm just talking to fill in time. But what I noticed was in an engineering session last year I went to, there were people who hire career managers for engineering industry. And one of the students asked them, how many languages did they know? How many, computer languages did they know? And the gentleman said, I know 15 computer languages, but 5 of them are dead languages. So I constantly have to know more languages. And then he said, but I want to pause and let you know that it's not about how many computer languages you know, it's how many you're willing to learn, because it's always changing. And that's the world we're going into, a constantly changing world. So I'm going to say ongoing lifelong learner here. Oops, if I can spell it correctly. I'm a teacher. I teach people for real. And I'm going to put all of these under here. And you can add as many sticky notes as you would like to. So I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of time, and I'll wait for a minute. I would love for people to also share about some of the things, some of their gifts, some of their passions. So I'll ask you in just a moment. And Charles, I know you're about to go pretty soon, eh?
Yep, I gotta hop off, but it was very nice meeting everyone.
Yes.
Thanks for letting us share out some things that we think we feel like we've learned over.
But I'm staying. We're not done though.
No, we are definitely not done. So thank you, Charles. Awesome. I love it. Yes. And I think, and I love that Ikigai was not about how are you making money, but really looking at what is that contribution. And it's such a different mindset. And these things as they evolve.
I think that's where we have to go first, right? We have to go in first before saying, okay, how can I make money off this?
Exactly, because it limits us so immediately with those blindfolds.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And it puts us back in that scarcity mindset, right? I want to call that out for a second, just because that scarcity mindset is what makes our young students who are straight coming out of college right now get frustrated when there's not enough entry-level jobs. That's what's happening in the market. Come on Thursday for and and it's making them make choices that they don't really feel passionate about. Like, that's why a lot of these kiddos now, they're like working the gig economy, but in a way where they're working like, below minimum wage jobs. And it's because they're like, oh no, I have my student loans coming. I have this much to pay back, and there's not a job I found yet. And so they go into scarcity mode, right? And what needs to happen is that we need to build these kiddos up, which is another pipeline we're trying to work on. Build these kiddos up so that when they come out of school, they're already into industry and doing their passion, what they study. And so it's just another pipeline that we have to think of creating for our kiddos going into the future too.
I couldn't agree more. And, those aspects of, I studied in Germany, and we had to do all sorts of internships during our course of studies. And it was so important, because then you discover what you don't want to do, but you have real experience, and it's so key. Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, lose quickly. Right?
I knew. I'm working for my mother-in-law in a dentist's office. I so did not want to be a dentist.
Yes.
Just exactly.
I love, like, some organizational ideas are like, yes, it's okay to fail. We want you to fail quickly. Fail quickly.
Yeah. Exactly. Fail quickly and learn from it.
We can fail forward, so fail forward, but fail quickly. So
Marie,
yes.
Is it okay if I share my LinkedIn in the chat?
Oh yeah, and I also, yes, please share your LinkedIn, and also I have a full paper of a full thing of resources afterwards as well that I will share, and it has our LinkedIn there as well. But please share your LinkedIn now.
Thank you, Charles. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
I'll hide myself again.
You're amazing. All right. So if we can, I just want to do just a little bit of share, because we are in a community, and I wanted to make sure that you have a chance to kind of amplify your voice in this. But also I wanted to make sure that we're using our own separate Jamboards, because I wanted your personal thoughts to be on your own page for yourself, but I do want us to amplify our voices. And so if there are a couple of people who could just you don't have to talk about it, but just share in the chat, what are you passionate about? What is your passion? And I don't know if I'm looking in the right spot either. I'm just clicking in between different spots. I'm in messages.
Exactly. So if you just click away messages and go into the conversations, it should show.
Oh, there it is. Hi, everyone. I've heard you guys the whole time. I'm sorry. You guys are amazing. I'm sorry about that. I haven't even been talking to you.
We got it. I love it.
Oh, you're amazing. I'm sorry. If there's any questions, I love, just put it in again for me. Here we go. Yes, in between jobs. Yeah, I hear that. Okay, my passion, helping people design their future. I love that. That's huge. That is huge. Helping leaders enjoy what they do, which is totally needed. I am myself in a cohort with a lot of leaders, administrators, and it's hard for them right now. It's very difficult for them. And so if we can find ways to help them enjoy what they do and continue to love people and love the people they work with, that's a huge thing. Building confidence and skill in others, yes, to help them meet their goals. Fostering folks, impact, growth, talent, passionate about growth and learning, yes. helping others. Okay, so you guys are on the right track here. Connecting others for help so that they are not alone in their career journey. So wonderful. So wonderful. And then what are you gifted at? And you can go directly into your education. You can go, into your hobbies. What are some gifts? And when I think of gifted, I think of like gifts that God gave me, skills that just I've had from when I was little, listening, encouraging, finding the correlating information to support. Thank you so much, Ms. Dunn. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. And anybody else want to share something that they're gifted at? Encouraging, teaching, administration. Yes, absolutely. Nurturing. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then what are some things that you found that are needed? And this is going to help all of us too, because these are some things that I found were needed in the world. But what were some things that you found that you find in your world that people need help with? If we can have some share out here. And this is where I was going to go to breakout tables, but I was like, no, let's just keep it whole group. Communication, absolutely. Engagement, yes, sadly lacking from leadership, as well as empathy. This is huge. This is huge. Dana, I mean, you really hit on something right there. Explaining information, absolutely. And this is something that's going to be happening a lot in the future. There are going to be job titles that are literally like explainers. We need explainers. Growth mindset, joy, absolutely. Find people need to learn the skills to think about how to articulate the value. Yes, the value that they can add. Absolutely. Kindness, openness to learn. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to touch back on the empathy though for just a moment. And that's so important because in my leadership, I'm like, again, pretty much I'm surrounded by district leaders and by superintendents and future superintendents. And in superintendent class this summer, it just kind of struck me how very formal everyone was. And our instructor, who's 24 years of superintendency, he kept coming back to the heart and empathizing. And look, you have to create a culture where people want to work with each other because we're in each other's lives all the time. How are you going to do that? And it all comes back to love of people and empathy and relationship building. So thank you so much for saying that, especially within leadership. I'm going to move on to the next section. Thank you so much for sharing. Again, I am literally so humbled by all of the love and care that you are dedicating to yourself right now and to us in sharing back. Okay, so what I was going to do is I was going to go into full-in. So some of you guys who are, in some of my pre-reads on this, I was going to go into full-in and talk about like future needs and I didn't think that would really get you to your skills, because now we're looking at how to evaluate your skills. And I wanted to talk about Kolbe, the Kolbe test, and cognitive information. Am I on the right thing? Yeah, okay. I just wanted to double check, make sure I'm right. And what this is really talking about how there's 3 areas of tasks or of skills or where you're at in life. Okay, there's 3 areas that you have to think about kind of coordinating in when you're thinking about your skills and thinking about where you want to go with your skills. Okay, the cognitive is the thinking part. Your thinking, your skills, your reasoning, your knowledge, the experience that you bring, the thoughts, your education, and your training. Okay, and so we're going to take a look at that in a moment. Then there is also the affective part, that feeling part, right? What are you passionate about? It goes back to that, Ikigai, right? Where it's the desires, the motivation, the attitudes, the preferences, the emotions, and the values and beliefs, right? And with that effective, it's, do I like doing what I do? Because if you don't like it, you're working against yourself. Another thing with the cognitive, if you don't have the skill to do it, either you need to learn the skill, get better at the skill, or you are perfect at that skill, and that's the skill that you have ready to go for someone else, right? And you can use it. But a lot of people have a hard time looking at their cognitive self. And the cognitive self is the doing part. It is the drive, the instinct, the necessity or mental energy of doing, right? The innate force of your talents. These three things have to align. Okay? If these things are not aligning, you are working against yourself. So when you're looking at your present position, your present job, your present career choice, you have to think about, are these three things working together? Because that's where you're going to find fulfillment in what you do. And the easiest way to find your cognitive is by doing the Kolbe-A testing. And I'm trying to, I spent up a lot of time. Sorry, y'all. But this part is the most important, the Kolbe-A testing. What I did was I showed the Kolbe-A testing for myself and for Charles. The first one on the left is Charles's results. As you can see, he is a fact finder and he is a follow through. A fact finder is someone who is like they're very analytic. They work off of written words. They're working off of studies, books, expertise. A follow through is someone who is integrating the past with the future. So he has very high levels of both of those. Charts, graphs, learns the theory of the formula, integrating systems. So he's like a systems builder. He is a studier. He's an analyzer, right? But then if you take a look at me, I'm over here. I am a quick start and an implementer, okay? A quick start is someone who thinks in the future. Someone who has the vision. They're the innovative one. They work off of spoken words. They work off of experiments. I'm an experimenter. We're pretty radical. We're going to say, why can't we do this crazy radical idea, right? A sense of urgency. I like short-term deadlines, but I want to think of different solutions, different possibilities, right? And also an implementer. An implementer works with the present. They are going to design. Think of them as like designer and prototypes, and they like doing demonstrations of things, right? And they work with models and prototyping, and they like things that are concrete, that you can see, that are real, right? And so I am a quick start implementer, and he is a fact finder follow through. Now, luckily we have a business coach. As you can see right here, the way we gather our potential of conflict, Charles and my potential of conflict, very high, very high, very high. because of his analyzing and me being very creative and highly out there and radical, okay? And what we've had to do, and it's actually worked perfectly. We were glad that we took these tests before we started off on our venture. And we also have a business coach who worked with us from the beginning. She told us exactly what we needed to do in order to work together. And so what you will find is, if anything is on the analytical side, Charles is going to lead that. Anything on the visionary side, I'm going to lead that. And that's exactly how we handle our clients as well. Our clients Some are more visionary and need someone who's a little bit more etherical and up in the clouds with them. That's going to be me taking the lead. Some people or some clients need analyzing. They need quick turnarounds on analyzing and looking at systems and processes. And I'm going to take a back seat and let Charles move forward on those. And so that's how we have been working our business, because if we are working in an opposite direction, then we will be working against our cognitive selves. We will be working against ourselves. And so what I would like to do now is just go back to our worksheet that we had. So I'm going to move this over, bring this forward, boom, boom, boom. How are you? Give me a thumbs up if you're okay and not okay. Thumbs down if you're not okay. Makes sense. Totally agree. Helps clients. Yes, exactly. We do have to speak their language. That's how we have found ourselves working together. If you go to this next section, I want you to take a look at your skills. I want you to take a look at what you can do. For example, I took Spanish in high school, know a little bit of Arabic because we lived overseas, and know some Mandarin because my daughter's is taking Mandarin. Am I bilingual? Not all the way. I'm about a 1 to 3 over here. So I put this in red and put, that I'm bilingual, and I put it kind of over here. Then you sort your skills here. And I put, I'm a great researcher. I am still learning. I would call myself more of a 7 on the research, but I'm still learning more and more techniques in research and more how to better properly research, where Charles might, he's like really great at it. But there's still a couple of things I need to learn. And so I put that in yellow. So, I'm rating it. I'm a 4 through 7. I would call myself more of a 7 on researching. And I'm also skilled at singing. Now, I got a degree in jazz, came out with a CD, hold on, wait. Do you know what love is? I can, I know I've been affirmed. I've won awards, that kind of thing. Thank you. Bing! Yeah, I love you guys. But this is what I can do. I know that's a wheelhouse of mine, right? And so I want you to put in green. I put in green. You can choose whatever color you want to. This is your board. But I want you to put, your skills and then rate your skills. Am I really good at that skill? Am I not too good at that skill, right? And then kind of sort it out, so that you can see it. Yellow, I can work on that more, because now that is the section that you want to kind of either skill, and you want to upskill in that section. And so you want to start finding programs and finding various different ways, or maybe even just reading about it and doing more reading. Maybe you want to find yourself a coach in that area. I know we have a business coach that we work with, one of my good friends from USC who has her MBA. She's done many things. And when we reconnected, she was like, I can help you. I can coach you through this. And this is where she started. She started with that Colby analyzing. And we had to go through and see, how do we work together as a company, but also how do we move forward so that the customers that we have know that they're in the right place when they're working with us, and so that we can also qualify our clients. And that's going to be super huge. And I think that's what you're going to hear throughout the day too, is the fact that not only do you have to work from your passion, but you also have to make sure that your passion aligns to the people that you work with. And that's what we've been going through too. And something that we just learned about was something like a karma, what they call it? Karma. Somebody tell me if you know it. It's like a karma capital, where if you are working against yourself and you're working with people that you're not really supposed to be working with, because you're not really jiving, maybe they're totally, someone on a different, it might just be that they're more of a follow through and you're not really, into that, then you have to really think about how that karma that you are expending, and the energy that you're expending in working on that project with that person or with these people, and think about, you know, yourself and that self-care. How do we think about our skills? Do we look at our passions and gifts, or every other skill? Now, what Charles and I did, we threw everything on the board. I mean, if we could, and that's how you have to think about it. You have to think about, like, we literally had a whole wall covered in sticky notes. And we started, and then we sorted them into what we do well, because we started looking for programs or ideas, or actual, trying to start looking at various positions that would work with our skill set that we have. And then in the middle, you can even do something where you like branch out, like, this is what I know how to do well in the realm of education. And then you can branch into, these are the skills that I need to work on in education. So for us, when we threw our skills on the board, we noticed that there was a lot of potential for e-learning positions out there. And we knew we loved to be creative, but we did not know exactly how to do e-learning. And therefore, we went through, like Charles said, we found the IDLE program, which taught us the skills of e-learning. And we even have e-learning coaches that work with us every month. And even when we bring more people on board to work with us, we have them go through e-learning training. So if you want to work with us, you got to be in some type of training and some type of skilling and upskilling or reskilling. And we are constantly collecting more and more skills. Like, we're moving into VR rooms and 3D rooms and AR. You know, how do we apply AI to whatever we're doing? There's all sorts of new big ideas that we have, that to where we need to upskill and reskill ourselves on a constant basis. So did I answer your question okay? You can look at all of your passions. You can look at all of your gifts. You can look at every other skill. And then you can start taking away skills too. Like, I mean, I love singing. I've had a CD out. I could make another CD, but I've been through that path before. I've been down that path before. And so I don't think that that path is right for me right now. Although what I do, I can add music to what we are doing, but it's not going to be a path that I go down right now, at least. And then any other questions on this particular frame? Awesome. And then this last frame right here, I just want you to start thinking of possibilities. One thing that being at USC has taught me is, from day one, they have strengthened what our idea of a leader is. That's number one. They have strengthened who we are and finding our own moral purpose. So if I look at my cohort in my leadership group, okay, we are all together in that we focus on equity and equitable ways of doing things and disruption. And that's tomorrow. So come tomorrow and hear my disruption, so I can tell you our process of disrupting. We've been taught this. I'm trained in disrupting. But we can also talk about, but also if you look at our cohort, everyone has broken off into their own moral purpose. So there are some people who are going very deep into mindfulness and social emotional well-being. There's people who have gone off into immigration, people who have gone off into homelessness reform in education, etc. Right? So you can see that their moral purpose has taken their lives into these different directions. But what we are a unit where we are together and we're all focused on equity. And so a lot of like our journal, we have like a journal that comes out, and we really practice and have reflections on what we're doing in our areas. So I think that that's something that you might want to do when you're looking at your skills. If you decide to do the Kobe testing, I put who I am as a quick starter, which equals more of like an innovator. I'm an educator, I'm a facilitator, I'm a designer, a researcher. I'm just kind of moving things around in different, and then another thing that you might want to think about is sometimes you might want to close your eyes and do a visualization. And this visualization is something that's amazing, because what you can do is you can close your eyes and you can think of people in your life. It can be clients. For me, it was clients because we were focused on business. You can think about just regular people in your life. And I want them to kind of come forward to you in your vision. And I want you to think about, what are they thanking you for? Because in your vision, they're just thanking you for something that you've done for them. And that can also put you on your way too, as far as your possibilities. That exercise has actually helped me a lot. Making sure that when I think of people or think of past clients that I've helped, I think about, what they're thanking me for, and I can move forward with that as my main goal of, I want other people to thank me for the same thing. So anyways, I know I've talked over, Liz? But this
you're good. Yeah, exactly. Continue.
I went ahead, I put like a little thing here on corporate possibilities. That's like, okay, you can do that. But right here, oh, did I add it? Oh, I didn't add it. I'm going to have to add it. What I'll do is I'm going to add into our other page. I'm going to add something that is very, very, very awesome about actual future possibilities in what you can do for your life, and I have this page here full of resources, because it's like, where do we go next? And right here, where do I go from here? Right here. I love it. Charles is, if you want to ever contact Charles, he is so good at finding various programs for people, what people want to do. He will find a program for in a second. But definitely, you can start with a program. You can start with reskilling and upskilling, seeing where you need to fit your skills. There are many free resources and places you can go, and also find your tribe, network, Facebook, and conferences like this. You guys are my tribe, and I'm here for you guys too. That's it. I'm a long-winded person.
No, awesome. Wow. Thank you, Marie.
Thank you.
So wonderful. I think, this aspect of your unique awesome sauce, taking that time, closing your eyes and seeing, what do you bring to the table, and what's that love that you can bring? And where you get that verve and that energy, something, we're not always on. We need to replenish, and we replenish with those different aspects of ourself. And so by putting them all up onto the screen for ourselves, it gives that reflection, because you're not putting the weight to it. You're not saying, well, this is valued because this is important. It's your unique, awesome sauce. What makes you. Don't wait at that point. Just see that beauty of what you bring to the table. And then also where you have opportunities to learn, because you're curious about it, because it's something that's meaningful. I think when I oftentimes go and, my role as a former talent manager, it was always, well, I want to be a plant manager. What are you going to do as a plant manager? Why do you want that role? And then really digging in, it's more than the title. Yeah. And I think, people, they opt themselves out of jobs because of titles, and don't go for it just because they have this vision of what it could be. Yeah. Now, one of the beautiful things is nobody knew what a talent manager was. I got people giving me their CDs. So, it was no worries, but a teacher, people oftentimes they have an association or a socialization, and it's how can you free yourself from those paradigms that can be also limiting? And particularly as we're looking to rethink and reframe our careers, it's really important to kind of say, okay, here, let's put it on the table, not weight it, but think about how can this help as I'm looking to reframe or reorient my career choices.
Liz, I really like how you talked about reframing and really looking at your idea of what that person is, because that's something that we trained on very first thing as leader, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes your own idea of what that person might be or look like can strain you, and it can limit your ideas and your imagination and possibilities as well. So making sure that whatever you want to do, that you know that you can do it because you have already analyzed your skills, you've already analyzed your purpose for that, and you've already analyzed, who you are and how you fit within that world.
Yeah, exactly. And then how you fit in that world, or how you disrupt that world, because that world needs to be shaken up. Boom, yeah.
Thank you so much. I know I
Career Growth
You are amazing. Thank you so much. Really, we are so humbled again. You guys are amazing.
Absolutely likewise.
Throughout the conference.
Exactly. We are, exactly. Get your aspirational tribe, be that circle. That's where we want to be. All right. Yeah. Too awesome. All right. So everybody, we're going to be meeting up after this. We're going to take another break because, again, we are like you. We know how long we can be on a computer and say, I actually have drunk too much tea. All right, so we're going to go on a break, but we are also going to have some table hosts like Jane, etc., where we're going to be talking about what were some of those brave choices that you made in your career. Okay, so we look forward to seeing some of you at the table, but please remember to take that break. All right, thank you so much, Marie. Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. You're amazing.